Hey, what's up, YouTubers? This is Andre here for Trade of All Trades YouTube channel, and today I am here with my 96 Civic or CRV, I think, no, 96 Civic instrument cluster that I purchased for very low because the old one decided to say, I don't want to work for you anymore. As you can see, I had taken it apart piece by piece, and I'm looking to convert this. Now, this cluster was made for an automatic, and what I'm going to do is swap this piece out for this piece. This is from my old cluster, and what I'm going to do is just exchange that over. What I've already done is take this piece out. This is for the automatic transmission lights to let you know what gear you're in. As you can see, the previous owner had modified it and put LEDs and left some of the lights in there. So we won't be needing this anymore. I may look to sell this on eBay for very cheap, but this is exactly what I plan on doing. As you can see, I already took the plastic shroud off, so it'll be a whole lot easier to work on it. And I already started converting the lights to LED, which I would like to show you when all this is over and give you a step-by-step detail. So what you want to do is, once you take the plastic off, you want to take this black bezel off. Here is a couple of clips on here, and then to remove this, remove the fuel gauge and temperature gauge, what you want to do is remove these 6 screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see at the back of here, we have all the lights that you want to include the LEDs in. And I want to make a quick note: with the newer LEDs that you're going to buy from either Amazon, eBay, Letgo, or wherever, they are, polarity sensitive. So you're going to have to tinker with them for a while to make sure that they work properly. So that is the big thing. They are polarity sensitive. Before, we used to plug in LEDs. They used to just work automatically without provocation, without any problems. Nowadays, it ain't that. And another good trick is, allow me to show you this real quick. Once I take this bezel off, there's this little piece of plastic that hides up here. You could take that off and the LED brightness will just come nice and fluid-like and whatnot. Forgive me, I'm lost for words because I just found this little trick out. So what you want to do is remove this, and the cluster will light up a whole lot brighter at night. Remove the black bezel that's around the instrument cluster. So let me put this down for a little bit. And as you can see here, this is where the plastic piece would be. The little shroud that's like right here, that kind of blocks out the light. You will find it right here. So all you have to do is pop it up. It's just held on by a little bit of glue and these tabs right here. All you have to do is just pull it up. Make sure you don't have a light there. You don't want to break it, but I went ahead and kind of like snaked it around the LED. And I noticed some people, they like to paint this a different color. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Have that little OEM stock form and whatnot. So what I'm going to do next is swap this for this, so I can just make it a full-on manual transmission style instrument cluster. So I have the automatic. These are on. This doesn't really bother me, but I just thought it'd be a little cool just to do this because this still works. And I'm not too sure on how to calibrate this. A friend of mine just told me just make sure it's on E. As you can see, this one is at the halfway mark. And he said for you to calibrate it, just the same way as the temperature is on C. He said put it back on E and it should reread as soon as you plug it back in, and there should be no problem. So I'm hoping for the best. So exactly what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this, and like I said, it is. Let me turn this around for you. Ah! So it is these 3 screws here, and these 3 screws here. So once you take those out, well, first you have to remove this bezel right here, this little plastic piece right here, but be very careful removing it. As you can see, it comes up nice and easy without any problems. Boom. That's it. You can see it has all the indicators on here for oil change, check engine light, brightness, turn signal, the whole 9 yards. Some of these do fade in time, so if you do get an extra one, make sure you hold on to it, because you may never know. This may fade away and you're gonna need another one. So hold on to these. These things are they're easy to come by, but you know, some people be asking a whole lot of money for them, but it's good to just keep these close by just in case. All right, so as you can see, I removed the fuel gauge and temperature gauge part from here. It's right here. Please be careful how you remove these things so that they don't fall on the floor, so it'll be reusable in the future. What happens is once they fall, these things will malfunction later and you'll be doing this all over again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm swapping this out and replacing it with this one right here that doesn't have the automatic transmission indicator, and putting it right here. As you can see, I replaced all the LEDs in here except for the indicator lights. For everything else, I feel like I did a fairly good job, but I could have done a better one. And what I should have done was, you know, kind of count which ones I could put in there and everything, the whole 9 yards. As you can see, everything is intact. It's nice and clean. I was tinkering with this cluster last week when I got it, so to make sure that everything was good. And now to put this baby in. So as you can see, everything is back to like it was before without the automatic transmission one. It now has the manual transmission, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. One thing that I do want to make clear is please be careful when putting the screws back in. You do not want to damage the circuit board that is back here. You don't want to scratch any of these copper contacts, because that is how you get the reading for the fuel and for the temperature. So you make sure, be very careful when screwing these back in. You do not want to scratch any of these contacts. You will get a very poor reading and the cluster will not work and you'll be back to square one. And you'll be having to spend a good couple of dollars for another cluster. So as you can see, everything is back to where it was. It looks stock. It looks nice and pretty. Yes, it does. And now we're going to put the whole thing together. Now as you can see, I put the plastic back on. The bulb is back in. I'm going to reroute the wire into these white tabs so it's be nice and secure. Everything is fastened. So all we got to do is wait a little bit. And I'm going to show you how it looks at night, where you can see the illumination and you can see that the new gauges do work properly. All right, so now I have the cluster installed back in the car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the car on. So as you can see, everything is still working. The fuel gauge is reading correctly. All the lights are on. So now when I turn on the parking lights, bow. A lot more brighter and easier to see at night. As you can see, once you remove that little plastic piece, all of this is illuminated and you have a better view of the cluster. Look how illuminated that is. That is, you know, that is so bright and so shiny, especially with the LEDs. You can use any color LED you want and it will still come out as vibrant as that. Some people like to use blue, red, green, pink, whatever. But as you can see, excuse me for if it's out of focus, I am, you know, very close proximity and everything. So as you can see, everything is installed correctly. So once you do all the steps that you have to do to make sure that the cluster works perfectly, you will get this and everything will work. So this is Dre of Old Trades signing off. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell on to see that my next video is going to come out, and feel free to comment if anyone has any tips to do this a whole lot faster, or any questions, or if I made a mistake somewhere, feel free to share. But remember, we're all human beings. We all just need to take care of each other and have a little respect. No disparaging or angry comments. They will be deleted. All right. Have a good night. Be safe.